Now we have connected these buttons with the already existing objects. Okay, already existing objects are there, so we connected these variables, left button and right button, with these actual existing buttons which are existing in our Android system. What we want to do, we want to show some text on the screen on those buttons, so that the user can see that which one is greater, and accordingly it can click on that particular button. That's what we want. So how we can do that? Create a what you can say, that private, it is not going to return us something, generate numbers. First of all, we need to generate those numbers. Yes or no? These two random numbers we will generate, and then we will put it on that. So we have to create the variables again. I'm making them the integer type variables, left number, right number, and then here we are saying that left number is equal to a number. How we can do that? First of all, I need to convert it to the integer type, and then we have a java dot we have a random method, which actually math dot random or math dot random. It's a method which will return me some value. Okay, that value will be a double value, 0 point something, 0 point, a random double value, but 0 point something. If I want to make it a number between 100 and 0, what will I need to do? Multiply it with 100, or maybe I say, when I do that, actually it will generate a number between 0 and 999, a random number. Is it fine? Okay, the same thing I'm doing for the right button, right number. Right number. Now these two numbers, left number and the right number, these are the integer type variables which contain two random numbers, and we don't want that these two numbers should be equal. Understand? So what we are doing, we are saying that while that left number is double equal to that right number, if they are equal, then it will try to generate those random numbers again, and it will continue if they are equal. Fine. So we have generated those random numbers. Now these random numbers are these variables. Fine. Then I create another one, void, and say that show numbers. I want to show these numbers on the buttons. So we need to show these numbers on the button. So what we can say, that left button, not number, left button dot set text. Look at that, we have the text. Now we need to convert. So we can say that we have how we can convert that particular specific integer value, because if we can say that left number, that is normally what we do. If we want to print something on the screen, system.out.println, then we can simply give that number, it will be printed on the screen. But here in this set text, if we give the integer value, it will say that this is an integer value, I'm expecting something string. So you have to convert that number by yourself. Okay, so how we can do that? String dot value of, and we can say that left number. It will take that particular value and it will return back that string value for that string. I mean, convert that number into the string. Understand? String value of this one. Same thing we will do for the right number. Right button dot set text, and again we say that string dot value of, look, when you say value, actually it is returning me a string. Whatever that integer value is, accordingly it will convert that value into the string and return back. And that is what we are trying to show on the screen, on the buttons, because we are changing the text on the button, set text of these buttons. And these variables, left button and the right button, they are connected with our left and right buttons inside our layout. So what we need to do here, we have connected those buttons, and now we need to generate numbers and show numbers. So if I just try to run that particular program again on our emulator, you will see two numbers on it. Before that there was no number, but now we have those numbers. And accordingly, if the user is clicking on this thing, we need to add these 5 scores. And if we're clicking on the wrong number, then we need to subtract those values. So how we can do that? Maybe we can implement another, we have another scores integer type variable, okay, and then we also need to implement the on click event. Left button clicked or right button clicked. So maybe I can simply say that, you remember if what is the default one? It's a public. Maybe I can make it private. Private, it does not return me anything. And then left button clicked. When the left button is clicked, what will happen? It will check first thing that the left button actually representing the number, left number. If the left number is greater than the right number, then the user has clicked the right thing. Yes or no? So we can check. If left number is greater than the right number, it means correct button. If the button is correct, we say that scores plus equal to 5. Okay, actually it is the same as that, scores equal to scores plus 5. I mean, that's the same thing that we are doing writing here. Fine, we have added the scores. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to generate new numbers, show those numbers, and I also need to change that particular scores text view. Yes or no? But we have not created any variable which is actually representing that scores text view. Yes or no? So what we can do, we can create a text view here, text view, it's a scores text, and then here we are going to initialize that thing, that scores text is equal to find by view id r.id dot, have we assigned that particular specific text view some, if we click on that, no, we have not assigned that particular specific text view an id. So first of all we need to assign an id. Okay, so we can say that scores text, or let it be scores, that's an id. So we can come down here and say set scores. Look at that, it's automatically coming over there. So now we have assigned that particular score text variable with the text view in which we have to change that scores on every click event. Fine. So here we need to, or maybe we can say that before we can generate that numbers, so we need to change the scores in the layout. We need to change that one. How we can do that? Scores text dot set text. What we need to put it over here? Scores, and we can simply say that scores. Does it going to work? Let's see. On the click event of the left we have implemented yet. Fine. And what else? If that is not greater than, the user has clicked on the wrong button. So it means that left button should be less than the right one. So here we can implement in the else part. I just try to copy these things here, and then because it's a wrong button, it's a wrong button, so we subtract the value. Instead of adding the 5 points, we are taking away the 5 points. Change the scores, generate the new numbers. Okay, fine. So we have just only implemented left button. So let me run it. So it is actually the large button, so we can say left button. Okay, not doing anything. Okay, we have not we just created that particular way method. We have not actually assigned that method to the left click event. So here what I am trying to do here, so clicked events of left button. So we can say that left, not number, button dot set on click listener. Set on click listener. So we can say that new on click listener. So when you say this thing, I'm just calling that particular left button clicked method here. Inside the left click event, I am calling that particular left button method that we have just created, and then we can run it and see if it is going or not. Now if I click on the left button, it will decrease the value. Understand? So left is fine. We can improve that code, of course. What we can do here, look, these 3 lines, they are the same in the else part or the if part. So we can simply what you can say that simply remove those lines from the inside, and then we can put it here. That's it. What we are doing, we are checking the user has clicked on the right button or the wrong button. If it is a right button, we add the score by 5. If it is a wrong button, we subtract by 5. And then we are showing the new scores on the screen, and we generate new numbers and show them on the buttons. The same thing we are going to do. I just copy and paste for the right button. Right button. Again, we just need to change this thing. If the right button is greater than this one, we are increasing the score. Otherwise, we are decreasing the score. Show those scores on the screen and generate new numbers. Show those new numbers on the on those buttons, and you are done. But of course, we have to implement the right button as well. Right button. How we can say that? right button dot set on click listener. Here we get that new on click listener, and here we say that right button click. That's it, and we are all done with that specific number game. 272, which one is greater? I mean, it's difficult to decide. This one or this one? Oh yeah, we are done. Great. This one is, I think, greater than this is greater. Yeah, I think that. Oh no, wrong. So that is our application, and you can play with that whole night. I know that's very interesting game. So you can play whole night. You will unable to take off your eyes from this application. I know that, but that will help you to know your numbers. Which one is greater, which one is smaller. Fine. So let's stop that particular video.